The market is turning over and there's more lows on the way. But first, let's go ahead and do some updates about the Wagner Group and what's going on in Russia. And if you're completely clueless on what I'm talking about, I did a video over the weekend, real quick, 2 minutes, talking about what happened in Russia and what's been going on. I tried to source everything. I used so many sources. I was in the live stream on Twitter that had like 12 reporters in there. I tried to fact check as much as I could, but everything was happening so fast. And now that some of the aftermath has settled, I think it's okay to kind of cover what's been going on now. I think what took everyone off guard the most was how suddenly this just ended, and peacefully too. I was escalating rapidly, and then boom, the government said that the Wagner Group could have no legal repercussions for what they did. They could go scot-free. They could go to Belarus, and they took the agreement, and then they just went home. And there was literally no fighting or bloodshed at all. And the Wagner leader said that he didn't want any bloodshed, that they stopped right away. Putin, in fact, thanked them for this, although he's still Putin. He still has to let you know that he's king, he's tippy top, he's top dog, he's the alpha. You don't mess with the poot. And, he made comments like, we took all measures to neutralize danger. We would have destroyed the coup. The organizer of the coup betrayed the homeland and the people, very clearly wasn't just kosher about the whole thing. Hey, what do you expect? The guy's a full-blown dictator, so of course he's got to show some sort of power. Although the fact that there needed to be some terms of agreement, the very political situation of everything going on does seem to be a lot more fuzzy than it was before. I think that Putin needs to make strong comments like this to solidify his grasp on the power, to make it at least seem like he is still in full control. I think that everything that occurred, though, shows that likely is not the case. That there's a bunch of players in here, although this is not something that I'm going to do a further deep dive on. If you want to check this out, you want to read into this yourself, and you want to learn more, you want to know all the drama of everything going on here, you can follow Mario Nafal. He's been like the top guy on Twitter for all of this. I spent so much time fact checking everything he says. At this point, I just take it for what it is. This guy hasn't gotten anything wrong. He hasn't been very biased about anything either. He's been doing a very good job of just reporting facts. So if you want to keep up with this, give him a follow on Twitter. This guy is a real reporter, and there's so few of those today. So shout out to him. All right, now let's get to the fun stuff. You want to make some money? Let's talk about these markets. Now, I gotta say, I didn't do a weekly report last week. I'm so sorry about that. But last week we heard Powell come out. It was pretty bearish for the market. Market didn't like it. Market was upset. Market right now, also pretty stupid. If you look at these social medias, I hear people saying that there's gonna be no recession and Powell will pivot. Pick one. You can't have both. I don't know why this has become the most popular narrative, but at this point, it's kind of triggering to me. All right, I don't know why we're all, mob style piling into the lowest common denominator type. I mean, there's plenty of market theories. Not all of them are stupid, but that one in particular, pretty stupid. So if we look at this market, and remember, I pointed this out a few weeks ago, this kind of similarities we're seeing in this A to B wave development. I think we're starting to see a similar turnover here in the market, the same representation in the RSI. This RSI is turning over even more aggressively than I thought. Daily, it continues to look bearish. If we look at the 1 minute after the Russian news seemed to be resolved, it seemed like this morning a bunch of buyers were stepping in. It does seem, in particular for this market right now, that a lot of the dumb money is piling into this market in the morning. I mean, stupid moves. This market immediately opens, pushes to an overbought territory. It tries to come down. Buyers step in some more. And I mean, if you're stepping in this market like this on no real news or anything, with the Fed Powell talking again later this week, and into the end of the quarter where we should expect some profit taking, I mean, you are as brainless comes, okay? I was watching this. I had no problem holding my puts through that. It's only a $2 move. It's not enough for a squeeze too. But I mean, when I say dumb money is picking up in the mornings for this market, I mean dumb, bottom of the barrel, lowest common denominator money is piling. I mean, I don't ever want people to lose money, but when I see stuff like that, I'm not sad when you do. I just want to remind you, Powell will be speaking on Wednesday and Thursday. And then be aware of the PCE data that's coming out Personal spending, I think, was going to be pretty interesting as well. That could have some impact on these retail stocks. A lot of these retail stocks are looking really weak. Also, remember that Nike's going to be reporting soon, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. ISM manufacturing data, I think this will also be important. And that also, manufacturing and construction, not the same thing, but I'm going to make the transition anyways because
the bottom line is when you think about the stock of units under construction in the United States right now, we've gone from exceedingly tight labor conditions in the residential construction market to balanced. So this move we've seen from really 1 year ago to today, where we've had housing activity slow down, all that's done is gone from a place where I can't get an electrician to call me back, even if I have a big piece of work for them, to maybe they're going to return my call. So the market's gone from very tight to balanced. The next step, if you're looking for a recession, you need to go from balanced to loose. And you're not going to get there starting building 80,000 new homes per month like we did in May.
So obviously this is a clip from Real Vision. The guy right here, that's Warren Pai. He's a smart guy. I remember back in September, he was calling for the market to trade sideways until March. At that time, that was a really contrarian viewpoint to have, and he ended up being right about that as well. So ever since then, he's kind of been on my radar, and he's got a very interesting proposition here, where he's saying, I think we need to push off our ideas of a recession around the corner back another year, maybe not until 2024 will we see that recession, due to the fact that new home building seems to be really strong. And I understand the sentiment, especially historically. If you do your historical analysis, it seems like a slowdown in new home building will occur a year or maybe in 2 years before the actual recession occurs. Now, here's the thing, though, is that this situation right now seems so different than it was in the past that I think there's potential here for a false indicator. And not to mention that, but if we actually look at the projections from the National Association of Home Builders, they've actually already been saying that there's going to be decline. They've already, since 2022, been saying that there's going to be a slowdown this year. And on top of that, most of the projects occurring right now are actually backlogs. Some of these projects were supposed to be built in 2021, but because of supply chain issues, they're just now being finished. And I don't really see that as a strength. I see that as a bunch of congestion in the system that's now playing catch up to where the market is. And I think when a lot of these hit the market, we'll see how they really do. But I think there could be a lot of losses taken in this space due to the fact that with interest rates high, it's not going to be as high demand. They're probably not going to get the prices that they thought they were going to get. They're probably way over budget on a lot of these builds. To me, this doesn't seem overall good for the space or for the economy either. Now, I've been trying to do a lot of studying when it comes to learning real estate, commercial and residential real estate, and then its correlation with the economy and the stock market as of recent. And one of the things I'll also mention is if we pull up a graph of XLRE, which is your real estate select sector, and I do TA here, which I did for one of our members earlier today, which was also tying into some of the research I've been doing. This looks like a very bearish graph right here. All right, this is not showing strength at all. And this isn't our new construction. This is just real estate in general, right? You're probably going to want to be in a REIT if you're looking for different funds that will actually pass off some of the profits from construction to its holders. But like I said, I think a lot of those are not going to be very profitable. And when I'm looking at real estate in general, this still looks very bearish to me. And we have a lot of members in the Discord that are also holding DRV, which is going to be your index, your leveraged index for the bearish side. And when I look over here at this chart, we're rolling over. This is starting to look bullish. The leveraged bearish ETF for real estate looking bullish. It's not a good sign for the market, especially when we go through the fundamental research here as well. So I'm not an expert by any means. I'm still a protege, an apprentice, learning, taking in the data that I see. But the data I see doesn't really support that we're going to see an exact mimic that we have in the past to what's going on right now, which makes me skeptical that we can use this, what is usually a very early signal of a recession coming, the same way that we have in the past. I think that this is significantly different, and I think we have enough evidence to make that as a safe assumption. And on that note, that's the end of this report. I hope you enjoyed. If you're looking for some more targets when it comes to real estate, I posted those in the Discord. Remember, the conversation is always continuing there. The whole Discord right now is open to everyone. So if you want to go see what's in there, or you want to go see what people have been willing to pay for, and month over month, well, go check that out, because it's all in there right now. Still net short on this market. looking for it to turn over very comfortably short, I should add. And recession or not, I still think that this market's going to turn over. What do you think about the timing? What do you think about that new construction? Are you more on the side of pies, which sounds like a side of pies? He should do a podcast called that. That's a great name. I should DM him. He should have to pay me for that. Anyways, I'll see you later this week.